Mutli-dimensional Geek. I'm Dan. I've got my buddy Ricky here.
Hello.
And we're back for our 5th installment of the Skywalker Saga review, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, this one is one of my favorite movies. It continues the adventures of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, and the rest.
Yes, so the movie begins on the planet Hoth, a snow planet.
Yeah, there's a little battle between the Empire and Luke. They send down a scouting droid at the beginning.
Yep, and that's kind of what ends up getting the Empire sent there to have a battle. A bunch of snow speeders versus AT-ATs.
Yeah, and that was freaking cool. And then during the before the battle though, Luke gets caught by a Wampa monster.
Yep, and Han has to save him.
And he had to sleep inside a
tauntaun.
Yeah, a tauntaun.
They smell worse inside than outside, apparently.
Yeah, and then they have the little battle, and somehow our heroes escape. Somehow.
Yep, Luke heads off to Dagobah, and the rest on the Millennium Falcon kind of have to evade the Empire for a minute.
Yeah, and then they, when they're there, they go and hang out in an asteroid for a while, which they find out is not an asteroid.
Well, it's an asteroid, but it has a big space worm in it.
Yeah, and so they hide out in the space worm for a while just to evade the Empire.
Fix the engines so they can head towards Cloud City.
Yeah, and one thing about that, though, is you start to see the chemistry between Han Solo and Princess Leia.
Yep.
You know, with them spending a little more time together. Because he said he was off to go see Jabba the Hutt, but somehow, because of the battles and stuff, he's stuck with her now.
Yep, and C-3PO kind of interrupts them.
Yeah.
But
so meanwhile, while that's going on, what is Luke up to?
Well, Luke basically crash lands on Dagobah looking for Yoda to train him.
Yeah, he's a Jedi Master from the other movies, like we mentioned. And it was Obi-Wan that said, "You must go to the Dagobah system." Ooh.
Yep. Of course, Yoda has to try to teach Luke some patience at the beginning. Doesn't tell him who he is yet, and kind of fools around with him. He got that from Jar Jar.
Yeah.
He learned that from Jar Jar.
Yeah, Jar Jar. But they eventually, Luke eventually figures out it is Yoda, and they start doing some training and stuff like that. And while they're training...
Yep, then Millennium Falcon lands on Cloud City, only to find out that the Empire beat them there.
Yeah, he went to Cloud City to go visit his buddy, Lando Calrissian, who was the original owner of the Millennium Falcon, but...
Yeah, we're not discussing that specific movie in this series.
Yeah. Short version is they're longtime buddies, and they had a card game, and Han ended up winning the Millennium Falcon.
Yep, exactly. So, of course, the Empire keeps changing up the deal on Lando, and all sorts of fun adventure happens there on Cloud City. C-3PO gets broken apart actually is the first one to discover that the Empire's there.
Han Solo gets
frozen in carbonite.
Before that, he gets in the torture chamber, and
Yep.
It didn't even ask him any questions or anything. And
at least not on screen. They probably did, but not on screen.
But then, yes, you're right, Dan. He does end up getting thrown into a thing of carbonite, which there's a specific reason that carbonite's there, huh?
Well, basically they were testing the process on Han because it was meant to be a trap for Luke.
Yeah, and he wanted to take him back to the Emperor. Something we haven't mentioned a while back is the Emperor, in the middle of the movie, the Emperor says that I found the offspring of Anakin Skywalker.
Yep. And Darth Vader says, well, maybe we should turn him instead of just killing him. And so they decide to lure him to Cloud City and So Luke basically, after having a vision on Dagobah, leaves to head to Cloud City. When Luke gets to Cloud City, all the hallways are empty. Kind of everybody's just staying in their rooms, and he ends up kind of getting led to
a trap. He thinks he's there to rescue Leia and Chewie and all them, but somehow he stumbles upon the room where Darth Vader is, and they have a lightsaber battle.
Yep. It's a fun lightsaber battle. He gets pushed into the carbonite chamber, but he ends up jumping out.
I feel like, myself, it was pretty one-sided, because Darth Vader was using his mind tricks and shit.
Well, I don't think he was really using his mind tricks too much, but he was trying to convince him to join the dark side. And then, of course,
we get that famous line,
Luke,
I am your father. And he goes, no! You know, but yeah, he is his father.
So, and then Luke decides just to drop down the ventilation shaft.
Oh, but no, you forgot the most important thing that happens in almost every Star Wars movie.
Oh, his hand got cut off.
Yes, he gets his hand cut off. Then he falls down the mine shaft after he finds out that Darth Vader's his daddy.
So, and Luke reaches out to Leia using the Force, and they come back and rescue him on the Falcon.
And an angry Mr. Big goes back to the Star Cruiser.
Yep. So they try to capture the Millennium Falcon, but they end up escaping thanks to R2-D2, who had found out from Cloud City's computers that they had disabled the hyperdrive, so he was able to turn it back on, and they head and rendezvous with the Rebel fleet. Luke's getting a mechanical hand installed.
Yeah.
And
that's about it.
that's pretty much the
The ending was a little flat, but you know, it is what it is.
It's always been one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna give it a 4, but it's my favorite.
The effects and the script are extremely dated, but I still love it. I mean, I'd give it a 3, 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 for me. It was the one I liked the most. I don't know why. I don't know if it's when I seen this, I didn't know he was his father, so I don't know if it was the reveal that I liked the most or the scenes in Cloud City. But yeah, 3.5. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Story.
Yeah.
I really have a hard time choosing favorites now that we have so many of them. There's so much Star Wars out there.
I mean, they're all good in their own ways, but this one is the one that I like the most.
Exactly. And compared to the first time I see it, I mean, I think it holds up to my memory of the first time I see it.
Yeah, and I think it would still hold up even today. Let's say that you're someone that's never seen Star Wars. You can maybe skip the first one and go right into that one. Maybe. You know.
Maybe. It's good to see the first one, though, for the introduction of all the characters.
Yeah.
But other than that, that should wrap us up for today's episode. Stay tuned tomorrow for our episode on Return of the Jedi, or as he likes to call it,
Mr. Big versus the Ewoks.
Alright. So if you like the video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're not already. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I try to post there as often as possible. And if you want to support the channel, there's links down below in the description. And until tomorrow, make your life more fun by keeping it multidimensional. Catch you later.